All right, just take a pause here, take a little video. This is my IHI 45NX mini excavator. It's about a 5.5 ton machine. Today what I'm doing is replacing, well, among other things, I'm replacing this suction strainer, which is the internal hydraulic fluid filter in the tank. Now to do that, I had to drain down the entire hydraulic tank, so that's about 15 gallons of fluid. Got that done, got that all drained out, and removed this flange that has the threaded connection for the suction strainer. Got a new one of those, genuine Cato CES parts. That's the company that now owns IHI. So we'll be replacing that. Now, I didn't really plan on doing this, but I needed to replace, I don't know if you can see, but I needed to replace that hose in there because it's leaking. The shiny one there you can see is all cracked, and that hose was leaking. Now, to get access to that hose was a bit of a trick. I'll take you around to the front side here. I had to, and I still haven't totally gotten access to it, but I had to remove the two hoses that go into this T that goes into the cooling loop for the hydraulic system. And that was so that I could get a wrench down there onto that, because those hoses were directly in the way. So I'm hoping, I'm waiting for my dad to bring over my box wrenches, and I'm hoping I can get a wrench on that, even though it's still a little tight next to this fitting here. But see if I can get a wrench on that, break that off, and then the other side is in there, so that's easy to get out. But anyway, so I had to replace that hose, which triggered needing to remove these two big hoses, which are right here. And then when I started moving those hoses, or removing those, obviously a huge amount of hydraulic fluid was draining out from those locations. So I ended up deciding I needed to drain down the tank just so that I could take those hoses off without draining the entire tank anyway. Now, the other problem is that when I started fussing with this, I don't know if you can see, but that whole T is spinning freely on that nipple right back there. So I'm hoping that is simply because whoever worked on this an age ago, or maybe even at the factory, they just didn't thread that T on as far as it needed to go to seal properly. That's my hope. If there are broken threads on either the T or the nipple, we're in trouble. Now, I did order a replacement for that T, so that will get replaced regardless, so that's not a problem. But if the threads are screwed up on the nipple that's coming out there, that's like welded into a thing, so that could be a real problem. I might have to get someone over here to weld a new piece on or something like that. That would be a major catastrophe if the threads are broken on that nipple. So I'm hoping that they're not. So we're gonna take that apart and figure that out. I got to get this 90 off the top first before I can spin that T out of there. But I'm a little surprised there wasn't like a huge leak out of there because it's so loose. My only assumption is that I can only assume that it's a very low pressure point in the hydraulic system, and that's why it wasn't really leaking out of there, even though that T is spinning freely. So we'll get that sealed properly. We'll use some thread sealant that is approved for use with hydraulic systems to get that squared away, and we'll replace that hose down there, and then we'll fill the system back up. I got a couple new O-rings, like for the plug seal here, and a bunch of other bunch of other things like the gasket for the, I got the new O-ring for the suction strainer down there. So yeah, I mean, not exactly what I wanted to be doing, but if I were to have a shop do this, it'd be a few $1,000s. So here I am. And oh, I replaced the end on this negative battery terminal clamp so that we have a new, better connection. The old one was like a lead, like weird lead, like pounded on kind of thing, and it wasn't connecting properly. So I replaced that, so now I'll have a better battery connection as well. I'm just kind of fixing whatever I see as I see it. And I mean, the machine's in really good shape overall, but I don't think that anyone has ever replaced the suction strainer for the hydraulic system inside the tank, because when I cracked open the these bolts that were holding that in, they still have factory paint like totally on them, and even the lock washers had the paint on like both sides basically, and you can see all the paint chips kind of like peeling off. So I really don't think that in what is it 3,300 hours that this suction strainer has ever once been replaced. So it's a good thing I'm doing it now. I had replaced about, I don't know, 2 years ago, a few hundred hours ago, the you can see it in there, that's the hydraulic oil filter, the outside the tank filter. So I'd replaced that already, so that's good, but this definitely needs some replacing, so we'll do that. And yeah, I don't know how easily this is going to twist off of those monster threads there, so we'll see if I have to get a wrench, pipe wrench on it or what, but hopefully I can just twist that off, and we'll get that replaced. So that's the job at hand. And there's the machine. It's a good machine. Oh, I put all of the cylinders in their retracted positions to put the pistons back inside the cylinders to take up more volume, which will force more of the oil back into the tank, which basically will then allow me to drain more of the oil out of the system. And I'm going to be replacing all of the I'm going to replace the oil that's in there with some brand new AW46 Gulf hydraulic oil. It's a little bit of a superior product than like the Traveler that you get at Tractor Supply. It's about like $100 per bucket, so I need 3 buckets of that. So that was not cheap either. Yeah, running these machines is not cheap, and that's why they cost so much to rent or to get someone to come do stuff with.